Laughter bubbled up from him. My dream girl? He paused, his thoughts racing. Wait, who is she? That face, it's driving me crazy. Who on earth could she be? The intensity of the moment left him feeling restless and uncomfortable. Man, this is insane, he thought, his mind replaying the encounter. Despite the whirlwind of thoughts, life moved on. He grinned as he took a bite of the food in front of him. Wow, this is amazing. So delicious. His friend beamed. Right? I've been trying to come here with you for over a month. I can't believe we haven't gone out to eat together until now. He chuckled. What a waste. I'm in Seoul, and all I've been doing is studying for exams. Her voice carried reassurance. That's why we're here today. Let's eat something good and just have fun. You deserve this time to relax. The two shared a laugh, the day feeling lighter already. You're right, he agreed. It's a good day. Let's splurge a little and make it count. The excitement built as they planned their evening. Yes. Let's have some drinks, she exclaimed. His phone came out, capturing a candid moment. Take a picture of me, she said, striking a playful pose. He smiled at her enthusiasm. My one and only best friend. Do I look good? She asked teasingly. Pretty Seoul girl, he quipped. Now show me your smile. Even in her humor, she noticed his care. Even if I'm not pretty, you'd still make the picture look good. He laughed softly. That's the magic of the camera, isn't it? Their conversation shifted, touching on memories and little keepsakes. She held up an old, well-loved item he'd given her. It's broken? He asked. Not quite, she replied. The button gets stuck sometimes, but it always comes back. It's old, but I'll never replace it. It's your gift. Warmth filled the air as they reminisced about their carefree high school days. I gave that to you for our college entrance exams, he said, smiling. She nodded. It feels like a lifetime ago. As they grew closer, she noticed his budding interest in photography. You like taking pictures too? She asked. Yeah, he replied, showing her his film camera. That's so cool. But doesn't it take forever to develop? He nodded. 2 hours, and I have to go to the city for it. Their shared passion brought them closer, and she couldn't help but wonder if this newfound connection had always been there. Memories from when he was 18 flickered in his mind. Lost and uncertain, photography had become his solace. Let's go to college together and chase our dreams, she had said once, handing him the DSLR that had reignited his passion. Later that evening, as he stared at his dwindling finances, reality hit. I spent too much today. Guess I'll need a part-time job to cover these student loans. His friend reassured him. It'll work out. You'll see. Opportunity knocked faster than he'd expected. Walking past a cafe, he noticed a help-wanted sign and stepped inside. Welcome. The manager greeted. Hi. This is Moonlight Kitchen Cafe, right? Are you still hiring part-time students? Yes. Can you come in for an interview? Right now? I'm nearby. I'll head over immediately. Moments later, he stood outside the cafe, heart racing. Is this the right place? He muttered, stepping inside to begin a new chapter. As he approached the unfamiliar building, he hesitated. Beautiful. Was this place even here when I walked by earlier? It didn't look like the cafe he expected. Is this a bar? This place seems kind of sketchy. Despite his unease, something about the atmosphere pulled him in. It does have a good vibe, he thought. Inside, he stopped short. Ah. He stammered, startled by a figure he felt he had seen before. He blinked, trying to shake the feeling. Am I crazy? Why did I even think that? Besides, she seems silly. As he wrestled with his thoughts, another voice interrupted. Hey, I'm the person who called earlier, he said cautiously. The host greeted him warmly. Oh, come on in. Are you both here for the interviews? Both, he echoed, confused. He turned and froze. Sitting nearby was the guy he had bumped into earlier. Are we interviewing together? Looks like only one of us will get the job. Reluctantly, they were directed to sit together and fill out their applications. He eyed his unintentional competitor. Why are you sitting here? The other shrugged. The boss told me to. The curt tone rubbed him the wrong way. Why does he sound so rude? He thought. Is this what they call Western manners? I can't let a guy like this stick around. I'll get this job for sure. Are you done? The other asked, snapping him out of his thoughts. Yes, he replied quickly. They handed in their forms, and the host smiled. By the way, I thought this was a cafe, one of them asked hesitantly. Oh, I'm planning to run it as a cafe during the day, she explained. Have either of you had a part-time job before? He jumped at the chance to answer. Not an official job, but back in my hometown, I helped out at restaurants and supermarkets. I'm great at washing dishes and cleaning. The other raised an eyebrow, smirking. Didn't you just bump into me earlier? I bet you'd break all the dishes. What? He shot back, flustered. Are you picking on me now? The tension between them thickened as the conversation continued. The other criticized his handwriting, calling it bad, which only escalated the bickering. Excuse me, what is your problem? He finally snapped, his patience wearing thin. What's my problem? The menu board looks like worms wriggling around. Why are you so upset? He countered. It's not like I'm criticizing your handwriting. Amid the heated exchange, a revelation left him stunned. Doya is a part-timer here, someone chimed in. He blinked in disbelief. No way, this can't be real. A sudden touch jolted him back to reality. His knee brushed against hers by accident. His heart skipped a beat. Am I getting excited just because of this? The chaotic energy of the situation made his head spin. Just as he tried to focus, his gaze shifted. Wait, are those horns? As the scene unfolded, his eyes widened in shock. What is that? He muttered under his breath. His voice rose. Are those horns? The unexpected sight left him reeling. How did this even pop up out of nowhere? Cosplay? But Halloween is already over. The figure smiled slyly. Is this your first time seeing a devil? Devil, he repeated, his voice tinged with disbelief. Wait, what? Let go. The woman tilted her head playfully. So, is this place where devils gather together? Well, she said with a dramatic flair, I'm a sorceress. A witch. An immortal. And also a very pretty boss. His mind raced. Which one of those is true? He wondered. Then, curiosity overtook him. Can you do stuff like in those wizard movies? You know, Wingardium something? She chuckled. Movies and myths rarely get it right. There are plenty of people like me with multiple names and talents. But as times change, it's important for humans and nature to live in harmony. Just think of us as people with special abilities. This place? It's a haven where we can relax. The casual tone caught him off guard. Wait, so, when can you start? She asked, completely shifting the conversation. I'm available on weekends, he stammered. Perfect. See you this weekend. Did I really get the job? He asked, still processing the surreal exchange. Across the room, another voice broke in. Wait, what? You're hiring her? What about me? Sometimes, she said with a teasing smile, Doya just can't get anything done. It'd be nice to have someone reliable for a change. Doya protested. This isn't right. If you were just going to do what you want, why did you make me wait? Doya, she replied sharply, you're being disrespectful to your boss. The tension in the room thickened, but the sorceress turned back to him with a knowing look. You're not just an ordinary person, are you? What? Of course, I am, he replied. She smiled mysteriously. Oh. Then why is there an angel following you around? His heart skipped a beat. Wait, you can see him too? He asked, glancing over his shoulder. A cheerful voice chimed in. Hi there. I'm So-So, your guardian angel. See you next time. The ethereal figure disappeared just as quickly as it had appeared. What was that? Someone muttered, clearly shaken. The sorceress remained unbothered. It's fine, she reassured them. The cafe is open to humans during the day. It's crucial for us to get along. Turning to another staff member, she called out, Hey, princess, can you grab a uniform for the new part-timer? Sure thing, came the reply. Before long, the sorceress addressed Doya again. Next time one so is here, be nice to her, got it? Doya groaned. Seriously? What makes her so special? Someone whispered with amusement. What's got him acting so strange? Tell me about it, another chimed in. As the commotion died down, she turned to him one last time. Was it you who gave me the part-time job flyer? No, he replied quickly. It wasn't me. Despite the chaotic events, he couldn't help but feel a spark of excitement. I don't know why, but I'm actually really looking forward to this. The realization hit one so like a lightning bolt. I thought I was the only one who could see you, she exclaimed, her voice tinged with disbelief. But now, there's someone else who can see you too. I have so many questions. Her thoughts spiraled. A devil? A sorceress? This is insane. The sorceress smiled knowingly. Then let me explain, your dad? He was an angel who descended from heaven. He's back there now, busy working. Really? One so asked, still trying to process the revelation. The conversation shifted abruptly. We have to sign up for classes tomorrow, Haiseo reminded her. Oh, right. I almost forgot, One so replied, glancing at the clock. Her excitement turned to panic as she pressed buttons frantically. 57. 58. 59. Press. What's wrong with the screen? This is madness. It's still loading. Eventually, the ordeal ended with a sigh. Well, that was a disaster, but at least I still have one day off, she muttered. The next day, she and Haiseo reviewed their schedules together. Looks like we have a lot of classes together, she noted. I'm screwed, Haiseo joked. During their conversation, they drifted to a different topic. What are you wearing to the freshman party? Haiseo asked. The freshman party? One so pondered. Will he be there too? I hope I can make new friends. But what if I get too drunk? The evening of the party, One so found herself overwhelmed by Seoul's bustling nightlife. Wow, this is crazy, she thought as she took in the vibrant streets. There are so many people, this city feels so alive. But amidst her excitement, a sense of nervousness crept in. What if something goes wrong? She wondered, then reassured herself, I have a guardian angel. I'll be fine. Arriving at the venue, she couldn't contain her enthusiasm. This is it. Drinking alcohol feels so grown-up. Maybe I'll even meet a good-looking boyfriend tonight, she mused, scanning the crowd. But her confidence wavered as she realized she didn't know anyone there. Just then, a familiar voice called out. One so. Over here. Haiseo. Let's go together. She responded, relieved. As the party carried on, something unusual caught her attention. By the way, that smell, it's getting stronger. Do you smell it? Haiseo laughed. That's the smell of bad luck. Before One so could respond, she tripped and fell in front of everyone. Ah, I'm falling. This is so embarrassing. So, help me. She cried out. Her guardian angel appeared, though not as quickly as she had hoped. You scared the crap out of me. One so scolded, brushing herself off. The commotion attracted someone familiar. It's you again? A voice said, exasperated. Bad luck? Seriously? Coming across you is even worse. One so retorted, glaring at the devil from before. One so froze as she realized her blunder. You are... She stammered before quickly backtracking. Sorry. Her cheeks flushed with embarrassment. Did I seriously just dive into his chest? She thought, her heart racing. The guy chuckled lightly. You know, maybe don't mess around in a cafe like this. Confused, she glanced up, only to hear another voice call out. Doya, what are you doing? Come quickly. The person added a word of caution. And please be more careful next time. Watch where you're going and don't get into trouble. One so thought to herself, he's ridiculous. As she made her way back to her seat, her friend Haiseo looked concerned. One so, what happened? Nothing much, she replied, brushing it off. I almost fell. No big deal. Haiseo leaned closer, whispering. Hey, did you know Doya is in the same department as us? Just so you know, he's a total player, so be careful. A player? One so raised an eyebrow. Yep. When we went out drinking, he was surrounded by girls, Seo explained. Min Young from our department even dated him once. Now, she's practically the goddess of the class. Really? I wouldn't have guessed that. He didn't seem remarkable back at the cafe, Won-so said, surprised. That's why Min Young isn't here today. The semester hasn't even started, and there's already drama, Seo added. Wait, did that really happen? Won-so asked, still skeptical. Of course. What would you do without me? You don't keep up with anything. That's true, Won-so admitted with a laugh. Without you, I'd be so lost. Seo, you're the best. The evening turned playful as they began a round of rock, paper, scissors. Rock, scissors, paper. You lost again, Seo. Looks like you'll have to sing a song this time. Before she could respond, an upperclassman interrupted. Hey, freshman, keep it down. You're not cut out for this. Their tone was sharp. You think you'll get noticed acting like that? You need to step up and do things properly, like picking numbers. The mention of a nearby table caught their attention. Is that Yun Young, and is that Jae Hyunwoo? Someone whispered. No way. Jae Hyunwoo? He goes to our school? That's incredible, another replied. Won-so noticed Seo's face light up. Isn't he the actor you've been crushing on for ages? Stop it, Seo said, flustered. Go get his number. Someone teased. Absolutely not. Seo protested. I'd 100% get rejected. They probably wouldn't even understand what I'm saying. Despite her resistance, the group egged her on. If you don't, you'll have to drink. One joked. Seo sighed dramatically. It doesn't matter. Whether I die of embarrassment or drink, it's all the same. Seeing her distress, Won-so stepped in. I'll protect you, Seo. Don't worry, I'll drink it on your behalf. She grabbed the drink with confidence. My aunt's a heavy drinker, so I can handle this. Have faith. But as soon as she took a sip, her resolve faltered. What is this? Gutter water or alcohol? Someone chimed in. If you want Jae Hyun's number, I'll let you off the hook. Me? Won-so stammered. I've never asked anyone for their number before. The pressure mounted. Have you even seen a celebrity up close before? No. What am I supposed to do? I'm so nervous. Seo tried to encourage her. They're just human, Won-so. Have courage. Gathering all her bravery, Won-so approached him. Excuse me. Her words caught in her throat as she looked up. So handsome, she thought, feeling completely out of place. What is this? A halo? Do people really look this good? Noticing her struggle, Jae Hyun tilted his head slightly. What's the matter? He asked gently, snapping her out of her daze. Won-so overheard someone nearby mentioning, I think she's a freshman in the photography department. They're having a party over there. She tried to steady her nerves. She muttered under her breath. Don't panic, don't panic, don't panic, she repeated to herself, taking a deep breath before stepping forward. I'm sorry, but can I please get your number? She asked, her voice trembling slightly. The nearby crowd chuckled. LOL, are you seriously trying to get his number? Her face turned bright red as she quickly tried to explain. Wait, no. It's not what you think. I wasn't trying to get your number because I'm interested or anything like that, she continued, her words spilling out in a rush. It's just that game. You know, the one everyone's been talking about? I got sucked in, and they made me do this. Sorry if I caused any misunderstanding. Yikes. Why am I talking so much? She thought, cringing inwardly. I must sound so drunk. To her surprise, Jae Hyun smiled softly and reassured her. No need to stress about it. Everything's okay. Then, with a playful tone, he added, next time, maybe take it easy on the drinks. Know your limit, or even sober. You might embarrass yourself. Ah. I know, Won-so replied sheepishly, forcing a nervous laugh. After a pause, Jae Hyun spoke again. However, I'm sorry, but you understand I can't give you my number, right? But he reached into his pocket and pulled out a pen. I can sign for you. The crowd giggled as someone exclaimed, Jae-hyun is so kind. How annoying, lol. Flustered. One so stammered, it's fine. I don't even have any paper. When she returned her group, Hae-seo immediately noticed her flushed face.
Huh?
You're back? What happened?
Did you talk to him?
I'm not teasing you, I promise. Another friend piped up. So? Was he handsome up close? Feeling overwhelmed, One so groaned. Please don't make me do this again. As the teasing died down, Hae-seo suddenly pointed to One So's hand. Hey, what's that on your hand? One So glanced down, realizing Jae-hyun had signed her hand instead of paper. She sighed dramatically. Hae-seo, stay here for a while, okay? Don't go anywhere. Before she could explain further, someone called out, One So, buy me some milk. Yeah, I'll get it, she replied, eager to escape the scene. As she walked off, she muttered to herself, I should buy some wipes to get rid of this marker stain. They're never going to let me live this down. Passing a group of rowdy students, she caught sight of someone familiar. Her eyes widened. Oh my, is that Doya? What are they doing now? The scene was chaotic, with people laughing and causing a stir. They're going crazy, she thought, shaking her head as she hurried away. The bustling streets were alive with noise, but One So couldn't help but overhear someone muttering, youngsters these days, always doing freaky stuff out in public. Another voice chimed in, Ugh, why is it so hot? Just get a room already.
What if kids saw that?
Hae-seo turned to One So with a playful grin. One So, promise me you'll never act like that, okay? Unsee that. Seriously, how do I unsee that? One So muttered, trying to shake the awkward image from her mind. As they walked, Hae-seo teased, Stop worrying so much. But One So sighed. I can't believe I witnessed that. Acting so immature in public. I just can't stop thinking about it. Trying to distract herself, she focused on her errand. Chocolate milk, and what else was it? She paid at the counter, thanking the cashier. But as she turned, a voice called out. You? Startled, she looked up. Me? The person smirked. Did you enjoy watching us? While we were kissing, you couldn't stop staring. One So froze, her face heating up. That,
She stammered.
Before she could say more, they leaned in with a mischievous glint in their eyes. Don't be scared. Just go for it. Be confident and speak your mind. Gathering her courage, One So blurted, Yes. I apologize if I seem to invade your privacy. But you were standing right in front of me. I couldn't help but see. That's why.
I saw it.
I saw it. She paused before exclaiming, But isn't this a bit much? Isn't it weird doing that in public? The person chuckled, clearly entertained by her flustered reaction. The noise was too loud, wasn't it? What if a child walked by? This could definitely be considered public indecency. They laughed and teased. What are you talking about? You seem to enjoy watching. Maybe you're the voyeur here.
Pervert.
One So gasped. I'm not the pervert. Does kissing in public make someone a pervert? They shrugged, their tone light but mocking. Kissing is just cherishing the one you love. You should try it sometime. Before One So could respond, Hae-seo called out. One So, why did you leave me alone?
She waved.
I'm here. I'm here. The word cherish lingered in her mind as she handed over the chocolate milk. Hae-seo smiled. Thanks for this. Walking away, One So sighed, her thoughts spiraling. I can't believe I got so flustered by someone like that. Such lovely words, but still, this has to be the most humiliating defeat. She shook her head, muttering, What am I even doing with my life? Later, at a gathering, the conversation shifted to Jae-hyun. No matter how shady he might seem, true fans will always love him, someone said. Another chimed in, If you're really grateful, let's go to the amusement park next time. One So's lips quirked into a reluctant smile. Deal, she replied, feeling a strange mix of defeat and determination swirling inside her. The group was finishing up and someone suggested, Let's clean this up and head inside. I'm sobering up too. Are you already erasing it? Someone asked, noticing the action. How sad. It's not that, came the reply, but my seniors keep teasing me. I'm sorry. Suddenly, a gasp escaped from the group.
Damn.
Jae-hyun looks even more handsome up close. Seo whispered. He can hear you. Won-so, embarrassed, muttered, I'm a huge fan of yours. I've been supporting you since the love of the sun and the moon. I love you so much. You're the best actor ever. I would love to learn from you for the rest of my life. Jae-hyun, amused, smiled and replied, I see then. Would you like to come over for round 2? I'm having some friends over for drinks. Young and some others will be joining us too. Seo, still a bit tipsy, piped up, oh, Seo's pretty drunk. And I don't think the freshman party is over yet. Won-so quickly protested, I'm not drunk. I'm sober. Jae-hyun continued, you should come by. I have some well-known friends. Choi-ju Lee and Unlimited Boy will be there too. Really? Won-so's excitement was palpable. Come and get an autograph. 2. Jae-hyun laughed. Well then, Won-so, please come. Reluctantly, he added, it's fine if you don't want to come. You two must have other plans, right? But Won-so hesitated, concerned about Seo. I can't just leave her with these strangers, especially when she's drunk. After a moment, she sighed and agreed. Okay, let's go. Meanwhile, someone else spotted them. Isn't that Seo? I think it's Seo's friend next to her. Where are they going with Young and the others? In the midst of everything, Won-so couldn't help but think about the kiss she'd witnessed earlier. Was it because I saw Doya kissing? A temptation I shouldn't have fallen for. She sighed. I've never had anyone come into my space like this. I don't like having guests. If I had known the outcome would turn out like this, would I have made that choice? If I had known why Soso stood me up, would I have kissed him? Won-so agreed to go with the group. Isn't that Seo? I think that's her friend next to her. Where are they going with Young and the others? As they rode the elevator, she had an interesting thought. My ears went ding just now. Do you live here alone? She asked. They continued the conversation. Did you know that Jae-hyun's parents are both famous actors? To which someone responded, where else would he live? The excitement grew when someone noticed a celebrity. OMG, is that Unlimited Boy? Can you take a picture of me? I'll post it. People gathered, enjoying the night. Cheers. Won-so hesitated. Should I have some drinks? Seo is really good at making friends. It's amazing how she can get along with strangers so well. Still unsure, she wondered aloud, should I go over there? This feels so awkward. Everyone seems so cool and mature. Someone reassured her, hey, don't sweat it. But Won-so continued to feel self-conscious. There are a lot of people I've seen on TV. Should I have dressed up a little more? How tacky do I look? One person chuckled and replied, what's wrong with this guy? He hit puberty late. Then, offering some advice, let me teach you how to catch everyone's eye. Won-so was intrigued. Really?
Great.
Tell me. The lesson began. Raise your glass. Go stand by the window over there. A few steps later, done. Now repeat after me. Loneliness. I wish someone could appreciate me for who I am, rather than just my money. Won-so try to follow along. Loneliness. I have everything, yet I feel so empty. The instructor burst out laughing. I was just kidding.
Haha.
Were you enjoying the night view? Won-so turned to ask, where's your friend?
Seo, right?
The search for Seo began. She asked me to get her some drinks, but now she's gone. Maybe I should call her. The group took in the scenery. Wow, it's a full moon tonight. Isn't the night view here so pretty? Won-so admired the view. Yes, that's why I like this house. Jae-hyun shared a more personal note. This is where I lived with my family, although it feels a bit spacious to live here alone. Sometimes it even feels crowded when looking at the night view. Reflecting on his feelings, he added, I know my friends are always there for me, but it's still a little lonely when I'm on my own. Who would have thought that even celebrities could get lonely? Won-so nodded. You're really opening up in front of me. Jae-hyun explained further. I used to live in a rural village with no friends my age. There weren't many buildings or streetlights, but the sky was clear. When I looked up, the stars were so bright that they lit up the sky. It felt as though someone was by her side, making her feel less lonely. She looked up at the stars and identified the constellations. Ursa Minor. Ursa Major. That's Ursa Minor. It looks like there are 3 beans. Her gaze shifted to another star. That's your spot. Looks like he ate a lot and has a big belly. She reflected on how grateful she was that Soso had always been there whenever she felt alone. Well, do you want to drink this with me while we enjoy the view? As they shared a quiet moment, she asked, "Can we really see our school from here?" He responded, "It looks even prettier in the daytime, but, wait. Come on, it looks much better in the living room." He continued, "I don't like having guests stay over, so I haven't let anyone in here yet, but I wanted to show you this." She was reminded of her childhood when she and Soso used to look at the sky together to ward off loneliness. They spent a long time talking while gazing out the window. "Really? Me too," he responded. "Do you dream about the things you see before going to sleep?" She smiled. "Yes, sometimes." "Can conversations really go this smoothly?" They laughed. "When that happens, show a picture of a dog next to it." It struck her how they came from completely different worlds. Her heart raced, and she felt overwhelmed by his presence. "Why is my heart racing?" she wondered. His voice is so attractive. As their proximity grew, she found herself distracted by his hands. Even his hands feel sexy? She blushed and thought, maybe it's because... Her face flushed as she took in his handsomeness, and her mind raced. "Are you drunk?" he asked. She nervously replied, "I think so." In a moment of boldness, she whispered, "I want to try kissing too. It feels like a fantasy come true. No matter how much I think about it, it feels like the opportunity is now." She suddenly blurted out, "I know this is sudden, but let's do it." He paused, then responded, "Do you want a kiss?" There was a brief silence, and she nodded. "Well, yeah." The kiss came unexpectedly, and as their lips met, she thought, "I really did it. Awesome." Afterward, she processed the kiss. "The kiss, it tastes like alcohol, and it's not what I thought it would be, but it feels good." He seemed to notice her hesitation. "Was that your first kiss?" She laughed nervously. "Sorry, but I got drunk and did it." He teased her. "Oh no." And she reassured him, "This isn't my first kiss." But despite her words, her thoughts lingered on Duya. Why do I keep thinking about Duya? Something felt more intense. Her mind wandered further. But if he touches me like that, would it feel better? She shivered as the tension between them grew. How about this? She was apologizing repeatedly, feeling uneasy.
Sorry.
Is something wrong? He asked if they should try again, his voice soft and persistent. Her hand brushed against his, and she couldn't help but feel a tingle. Every time my hand brushes against it, it tingles. I feel like I'm doing something bad. Despite the uncertainty, the sensation felt so good that she couldn't resist. She began to feel overwhelmed, her mind racing. I have 3 problems right now. I'm going crazy. I'm getting excited. I guess it'll be fine. The first was the fact that she had gotten drunk and had her first kiss. The second was wondering if it actually felt good. I'll do what you want me to do. She couldn't help but feel nervous, knowing he was a famous actor and handsome. Her heart pounded in her chest. How can I not be nervous? She thought. My heart feels like it's about to explode. Then she hesitated. Isn't it a bit too early to? His whisper interrupted her thoughts. I'm still your guardian. She suddenly snapped back to reality, realizing there were still people outside. I think we should probably stop. He too recognized it. That's right. I got totally carried away. I nearly messed up. Sorry, I ruined the mood. She reassured him. That's okay. But she still felt insecure. I wasn't that good, was I? He quickly reassured her. What? No way. You have an amazing figure. Absolutely amazing. Super hot. He blushed at his own words. What the heck am I talking about? She chuckled and sighed in relief. Well, that's a relief. Why is it so hot? Am I drunk? Is my face really red? He smiled. Yeah, it's like a tomato. He added, but you look less scary than when I first saw you. She laughed in disbelief. I look scary? That was the first time someone had said that about her. She explained, that's because you're a celebrity for some reason. It seems like I shouldn't speak to you. But after talking to him, she realized he was kind-hearted. I'm glad to hear that. She suddenly felt drowsy. I think I'll lay down for a minute. The alcohol is making me sleepy. As they held hands, she thought about how couples usually hold hands and kiss after they start dating. Suddenly, she asked, hello? What time is it? Realizing she had passed out, she groggily woke up, apologizing to Won-so for leaving him alone. Sorry for leaving you alone. Where did you go? She had to rush out because she remembered she'd left her pet, Dyaku, in trouble. She frantically texted about the situation. Dyaku ate something weird and had to go to the vet. I took a cab to get there and now I'm back home. She anxiously awaited a response. Is Dyaku okay? A message came back. Don't die. It's okay, sorry for leaving you.
Are you at home now?
She confirmed. Yeah, I'm home. Then, where did Jae-hyun go? Did he go to the restroom? After catching up, they said goodnight. All right, let's catch up later.
Good night.
She quickly realized she needed to leave before anything else happened. This is bad. I better hurry and get out of here. She scolded her friend. You're crazy. How many nights have you spent at a guy's house since you started college? I'm going to tell your mom. Her friend laughed. What are you saying? You can't even if you wanted to. Listen, I learned something yesterday. You can't just act impulsively, okay? She added seriously. Her friend quickly changed the topic. When is it? Don't leave me behind, Saso. You'll never leave my side, will you? You've changed, she remarked. That was when I was young and had no friends. Besides, other people don't talk about their guardian heavenly love. She frowned, recalling the past. I got caught talking to you in high school. They called me a freak, said I was talking to ghosts. She keeps creeping me out. Pretending to be from another dimension, you loser. Her friend sighed. Until graduation, I couldn't make even one friend. She was frustrated. If this continues, what's going through your head? I can't even have a boyfriend. She hesitated. Can't you just appear when I call for you? As a guardian angel, you should help me make friends.
Her friend was upset now.
You only want to see me when you need me. I'm not trying to nag or bother you. It feels like I'm getting nagged at. She retorted. No. I didn't even get Jae-hyun's number. Don't even think about it. Suddenly, her friend shouted, Aw, I'm going to be late. What are you doing? Let's go. She stubbornly replied, I'm not coming. I'm not going to show up at all today. Let's see if you can survive without me.
What?
Stop fooling around. She rolled her eyes. Seriously, what do you mean I can't survive? I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine, she muttered, but then realized she was facing a group of seniors. She felt embarrassed, but decided to greet them. Hi, how are you doing? She was distracted when she saw Won-so. Oh, it's Won-so. When you have time, check out our school community app, he casually said.
Huh?
What's going on? She wondered aloud. Her friend glanced at her phone and added, I saw him at the freshman party. JHW and some random girl hooked up. They look like JHW's eyes. I can't believe this, she said with disbelief. I have a picture of JHW and that girl, haha. DM me if you're interested. She was confused by the sudden comments, wondering, why all of a sudden? One person replied, I saw her at the freshman welcome party. A one-night stand. Woo Jae-hyun versus the innocent, ugly guy. Looks like Woo Jae-hyun isn't picky. If she set out to seduce him, I can't blame him. I trust Woo Jae-hyun. Got a pic of the girl who slept with him. Message if curious. Saso spotted Won-so and waved excitedly. Over here, over here. She almost forgot to mention, oh, I totally forgot to tell you, there are more people here.
Say hi.
We got close during orientation. Her friend commented with a smile. You're seriously so great with people.
Haha.
Saso greeted them.
Ah.
Hi. That's Mincio and Boyoung, she explained. She turned to Won-so. I told So I'd buy her coffee, so you guys talk. You want an iced vanilla latte, right? Yeah, thanks. Won-so answered. Saso asked, That's an unusual name. What's your family name? It's So. I have a single-syllable name. Saso was surprised. Are you in our department? Photography. Yup, replied the other. Really? Saso exclaimed. Whoa. Yeah.
Why?
Is your last name also So? They asked curiously. Later, Saso joined her friends. What were you guys talking about? Boyoung joked. You must have had fun without me. They laughed. We're just introducing ourselves, Mincio replied. Saso asked, Right, Hiseo? Are you taking understanding lighting 1 or 2? Hiseo responded, I was planning to take 2 to align with So 1, but I missed out.
Saso said, Really?
We're in 1. Let's all go together. A little later, Saso thought to herself, I thought not having Saso around would cause some trouble, but it seems I worried for nothing. I hope I can become friends with these guys. She glanced at her phone, confused by the mention of some seniors earlier. She couldn't check the details earlier because she was rushing to class. One of her friends leaned in and whispered, That's her. Saso was startled.
What?
Why do you look like that? Her friend responded, Well, go ahead. What's wrong? Saso hesitated and then asked, Should I not have said anything? Suddenly, she felt the tension. Did anything happen last night? Last night? Saso avoided eye contact, feeling awkward. Her friend pushed. Nothing's? She sighed. I made out with Jae-hyun Sunbae. Her friend stared at her in disbelief. Now you hate me, right? I kissed your favorite actor. I've been worried about how to tell you, and I messed up. Her friend was speechless. Is that what you're worried about? You don't even know what's going on. There's a rumor all over ET that you slept with Woo Jae-hyun. The photo didn't show your face, but the person who posted it said it's a freshman with a single-syllable name from our department. Who else could that be but you? Everyone in our department thinks it's you. Saso felt the weight of the situation. I can't focus on class. My head's all over the place. Her mind raced. What photo? Who took it? And why? She recalled Hiseo's warning. Hiseo told me not to look at it. She looked at her phone and saw another comment. The girl who seduced Woo Jae-hyun must be really pretty, huh? One person replied, I saw a photo of her. She looked just ordinary. Not celebrity level, disappointing. Just a one-night stand, I guess.
Looks don't matter then, lol.
Another joked, Did she go to school today? How shameless. LOL. If Saso were in her shoes, dealing with such rumors just a month into school, she would probably drop out, laughing at the absurdity. Meanwhile, a voice called out, Appa. Hello. You're Jaehyun Appa's friend, right? Your name was Moon Taegu. The person was corrected. It's Moon Daegu. I told you 3 times. She added, Lim Hyeseo, right? First year, photography major. You suddenly disappeared last time. Jaehyun was looking for you. Really? Oh, my Diaku ate something weird, Saso replied, trying to change the subject. Diaku is our puppy? No, that's not important. Can you contact Jaehyun Appa? I need to ask him something.
Right.
Because of your friend? Hiseo asked. Saw it all over ET. Do you know who did it? If I find the jerk who faked it, I swear, I'll make them pay with their life. They'll be eating prison food. Saso hesitated. Fake? I don't think it's fake. I heard they really slept together. What? No way. So one was taken aback. I asked Jaehyun about it. What? Taegu was confused. Taegu Appa must be mistaken. Then, Saso's eyes darted toward the group. Oh, it's Woo Jae-hyun. She pointed. Where? Over there, in that group. Saso recognized him. Hey, Jae-hyun. Jae-hyun responded, Daegu. He looked frustrated. Man, this class is a mess. There's a group project. I was hoping to team up with you, but you missed out. Saso sighed. Yeah, Nana. Enrollment can be unpredictable. The timetable I planned and what I got are totally different. Let's just go grab some food. Saso agreed. Sure. As they started to leave, a voice called out. Excuse me, hey there. Jaehyun oppa. I need to talk to you. Jaehyun turned around, asking, what do you want to talk about? What's going on? He seemed a bit different. Saso asked straight out about my friend, the one who went to your place recently. Jaehyun's face softened. You mean So-won? Saso nodded.
Yes.
Let me be straight with you. Are you planning to date So-won? Jaehyun was taken aback by the question. Why do you ask?
I date. What?
Saso stuttered, unsure how to explain. Jaehyun, now curious, responded sharply, you don't want me to? Saso raised an eyebrow. What's it got to do with you? Jaehyun, noticing the tension in the air, responded to the question with a teasing tone.
What?
You don't want me to? What's it got to do with you? Then he quickly added, just kidding, as if to lighten the mood. Saso couldn't help but reflect on Jaehyun's persona. His likable personality, so effortlessly charming on the outside, felt like a facade. Jaehyun was born into extraordinary circumstances, with parents who had much more charm and uniqueness than he did. He was good-looking, but in a way that lacked any distinctiveness, and honestly, the nepotism surrounding him was kind of irritating. He had to work hard to win the public's affection, trying to gain even a modicum of recognition from his parents. Despite his smiling, cheerful demeanor, it was all just acting out of necessity. He was always working hard, juggling both school and work, and sometimes Saso couldn't help but wonder if he was more like a robot than a real person. He slept only 3 hours a day and could go 2 days straight without complaining once, no matter how exhausted he looked. News outlets loved to talk about Jaehyun's good deeds, often ranking him among the top celebrities known for their kindness. Saso couldn't help but roll her eyes at the over-the-top admiration he received. I love you, Woo Jaehyun, was a familiar cry from his adoring fans, and he would always respond with a grateful smile. But for Saso, the attention he garnered felt less genuine. However, the one person Jaehyun seemed most wary of was Seo Doya. Saso watched the exchange between them, wondering what kind of relationship they had. This is Seo Doya. Get along with him, you have a lot to learn, Jaehyun had told her, but Doya didn't seem to care much for her presence, dismissing the idea with a sharp comment. Saso was curious. Why would my mother even introduce such a guy? She wondered aloud. Doya seemed carefree, as if he didn't have a care in the world, and he was somehow supposed to be better than her? She couldn't quite grasp it. The encounter seemed to spark some unusual interactions, and Saso couldn't shake the feeling that something interesting was about to happen. She overheard a conversation between Jaehyun and Doya that made her laugh. Watch where you're going, you're like blind, Jaehyun remarked, causing Doya to retort, hilarious. Look who's talking, Mr. Scribble. Saso noted that she had never seen Doya act so prickly around a girl before, raising her curiosity about the nature of their relationship. What kind of relationship do they have? Should I prod a little? Jaehyun caught Saso's attention, his looks almost dazzling up close. Woo Jaehyun is so goddamn handsome, she thought, surprised by her own reaction. Jaehyun, with his usual charm, invited a girl to spend the night with him. He joked about how easy it was to seduce someone like her. But as he tried to seduce Saso, he realized she was more forward than he thought. Give her a little push and she bulldozes right in, he muttered, figuring out that Saso, despite pretending to be innocent, might be a material girl after all. Jaehyun started to second-guess his own actions. Maybe we should stop? He wondered aloud. Out of the blue, am I not good enough for hers? His usual confidence started to waver as he questioned what exactly Saso was after. Yet, despite the confusion, he couldn't help but wonder if he should just play along and find out what her connection to Seo Doya was. But when Saso fell asleep beside him, Jaehyun was left wondering why she wasn't as interested as he expected. She fell asleep as soon as her head hits the pillow? Seriously? With a guy like me next to her? Weird girl, he thought, more puzzled than ever. Feeling oddly swept up in the situation, Jae-hyun started to question whether he should just stop trying to seduce her. Then what do I do when she wakes up? He asked himself. I'll send her home, I guess. These people have made such a mess. So annoying. Saso confronted Jae-hyun with intense anger. How could you sleep with another woman? You filthy dog. I won't let this slide. Both you and the girl. Her voice was sharp, filled with betrayal. Jae-hyun was caught off guard by her reaction. What's this now? He muttered, trying to make sense of the situation. Saso, still furious, continued. She's the type of person who would send those messages. Is she pretending to be concerned? Jae-hyun, trying to defend himself, replied, Of course it concerns me. She's my friend. Saso, unconvinced, shot back. Yeah? Did you talk to So-won before this? Did she say she didn't like me? She raised an eyebrow, suspicious of the entire situation. That's weird. We had a good time. And why are you telling people whether you slept with her or not? Jae-hyun, a bit flustered, denied it.
Me?
No, why would I say that? But Saso insisted. Daegu Appa said he heard it from you. Jae-hyun, with a hint of frustration, explained, I just said we were together that day, but seriously, why would I need to say if it's true or not? So one has her privacy too. You don't seem to care about protecting that. Saso was quiet for a moment, then shot back. If you were so worried about her, you shouldn't have left her alone. Jae-hyun, now looking troubled himself, tried to downplay it. Well, I'm also a bit troubled, but don't worry too much. I'm discussing it with the agency in case it hits the news. He changed the subject quickly. Anywho, can you give So-won my number? Saso groaned, clearly exhausted from the conversation. So-won, can I stop now? It's exhausting. Jae-hyun, unaware of her fatigue, continued pressing. What? Already? You suddenly came home crying, so I did it for you? Saso, clearly drained, sighed deeply. Even just a minute of this drains my energy. Frustrated, she muttered. What happened? Jae-hyun, still unaware of her emotional state, cheerfully asked, Do that thing for me. Saso's response was an exasperated one. Now you're watching dramas and laughing. That thing, transforming into a comforting Totoro shape for So-won because it's warm and fluffy. Jae-hyun, laughing it off, replied, I'm going to stop now. But Saso had already had enough. All right, she sighed, finally giving in. She let her frustration show. No, I thought, what's the use of crying and worrying now? It's not like it's going to solve anything. Tomorrow is the weekend. I have to go to work, so I'll just watch dramas to clear my head. Saso, trying to shift gears, added, Let's order some spicy rice cakes. Jae-hyun, still in his playful mood, asked Doya, What are you doing? Why are you stalling? Saso, unable to hold back a smile, teasingly responded, Don't tell me. Ha, you're not hard. Doya couldn't shake the feeling of frustration and confusion. What's wrong with me? He muttered to himself, staring at his reflection. He had overdone it with the drinking that night, and now everything felt off. His mind kept drifting back to the dream, an unsettling sense of discomfort in his body ever since. He turned to his friend, saying, I'm going out with my friends. You can come if you want. His friend, slightly confused, responded, Huh? You're leaving? I was looking for that movie you mentioned. Doya, realizing his own mixed-up feelings, just shrugged. I just used that as an excuse to sleep with you. The response hit him, like a cold wave. You went out with me for my body? His frustration was evident. What? Like it's new? Damn. Should have booked a room if I knew it'd be like this. But as he thought about it, Doya couldn't stop asking himself what was wrong. What on earth is wrong with me? His thoughts raced back to the dream he couldn't shake. The night didn't help. This dream again, he muttered, tossing and turning. Then he thought about something else. You know, I have a difficult wish to make. His voice softened. So, will you? But the question hung in the air. He inhaled deeply, smelling something familiar. Smells good. I remember. He had met her before, but everything felt so disjointed. His mind raced back to another moment. Hey, Hyung, Doya, are you gonna be late today? The words faded as he remembered something important. I saw her face. I know who it is. He slammed his fist against the wall. Fuck. How could I forget just because I took a call? In the midst of the chaos, a message appeared on his phone. It was from Woo Jae-hyun. He wants you to call him, the text read. Doya's blood ran cold. I know it's nosy of me, but I don't like this guy. Then, another message popped up, this time from CO Doya's ex. Sorry, but I'm getting back with my ex. It's been fun, though. That was it. He felt betrayed all over again. You try it, he snapped, frustrated with the situation. His friend continued trying to explain something. No. You have to really flatten it. How many times do I have to tell you? Doya was exhausted by the constant frustration. Fine, clean the steamer after using it. It's hot, so be careful. But then, something happened that set him off again. His friend's hand brushed against his. Your hand. Doya glared. Are you out of your mind? He couldn't help but wonder if the anger was from something else. Did he also see that? That post about me? His mind spiraled as he tried to make sense of it all. I'm sorry I can't do it right, but did I wrong you in any way? Why are you always picking on me? He couldn't take it anymore. Tell me why, at least. It's unfair. Doya was already in a foul mood, and the situation wasn't helping. I was just trying to help you so you don't get hurt. You little, he muttered, frustration growing. I'm already in a bad mood, and you're making it worse. He sighed heavily. Since you're not helpful, go to the storeroom and bring this here. With a huff, he muttered, I don't want CO Doya's help, as he searched for the ladder. Meanwhile, So-won, still hesitant, was advised, just call the demon dude. Don't risk an accident. But So-won wasn't keen on that suggestion. Don't wanna. I'll manage somehow, she said, determined to handle it herself. Doya checked the time again. I sent her ages ago. Why isn't she back yet? He grumbled, still distracted by his thoughts. He picked up on something in the room. That chair was broken. That's why it was put aside, he noted absently. Suddenly, the situation took a turn when he heard a loud crash. Whoa! Doya cursed under his breath as he rushed to see what happened. Ugh. Doya! He called out, his voice tinged with concern. Then, as he got closer, he caught the smell of something familiar. Smells good. CO Doya, he said, his concern deepening. He knelt down, noticing Doya wasn't responding. Are you okay? Am I dreaming about this again? He muttered in disbelief. Doya seemed unresponsive, and So-won's worry intensified. Are you okay? Can you get up? She asked urgently. As she examined him, her eyes widened in shock.
Whoa.
Your clothes, she stammered. Doya groggily responded, still focused on something else. My shirt isn't the issue, but then he noticed the blood. You're bleeding so much, he said, panic creeping into his voice. No matter how many times So-won tried to get him up, Doya remained unconscious, his body heavy and unyielding. You won't wake up no matter how many times I tried. So-won's frustration bubbled over. And you were so heavy, too. She tried to calm herself, taking a deep breath.
Oh, man.
Did you hurt your eye? She whispered, staring at the damage. The situation had her deeply shaken. Oh no. I was really scared, she muttered to herself, trying to collect her thoughts. I need to cool off my head for a bit, she said, stepping back for a moment. She turned back to him, still unsure. Don't you need to go to the hospital? Meanwhile, Doya was still unconscious. So-won, frantic, kept checking on him. So-won, you okay? Call the boss, she demanded, a sense of urgency in her voice. Then, muttering to herself, she cursed. Just now, that was… fuck. Her mind spiraled. Until the East Sea's waves are dry. Mount Baekdu won't go away. Shit. Doya let out a frustrated curse, feeling overwhelmed. Until the East Sea's waves are dry. Fuck. His mind raced as he tried to calm himself. MT Baekdu won't go away. After a deep breath, he shifted his focus. Phew. I just need to clean up a bit and get back to work, he muttered, determined to regain control. So one rushed in, still worried. "Co Doya, are you okay?" she asked frantically. "I was about to call 911, but the boss said you'd be fine because you're a demon." She paused for a second, then added, "I told her you were bleeding, and she still said it was fine." "Eek, there's still blood." Doya seemed unbothered by her concern. "No need for the hospital," he said dismissively. "It's just that recently my junior hasn't been listening. The timing was just off." So one frowned, still worried. "Geez, what's with you? Did you hit your head too hard?" She tried to help, offering him some ointment. "Oh, right. I brought some ointment, thinking it might help." Doya shrugged it off, looking at her as if nothing was wrong. "Please pretend nothing happened," he said, giving her a half-hearted smile. "I'll pretend nothing happened, and thank you for helping me." As she inspected him, so one couldn't help but ask, "What were you doing? You didn't clean the blood. Are you sure you don't need to go to the hospital?" She was still anxious. Doya just smirked. "What do you think demons are? This is nothing for us." So one's worry seemed to linger, and Doya's mood shifted. "Sorry for causing you to get hurt like this. I was too clumsy, wasn't I? It's my first day, and I should have been learning, but I was just distracted today." She narrowed her eyes. "Distracted by what?" Doya hesitated, looking away.
E.T.
he mumbled. So one was puzzled. "E.T.? What's that?" Doya clarified, "Everyone's Time. Our university's community app. You don't know it." He seemed to find it amusing. "But of course, you were consistently picking on me, so it's not because of that." She quickly responded, "When did I pick on you?" Doya chuckled to himself, drama queen. "The wound is almost healed." He smirked, continuing, demons can reattach their arms and stuff, right? Does that work for other species too?" So one raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "You think?" Doya was quick to point out, "So what makes you different?" So one shot back, "We have horns. Besides the horns and tail." Doya smirked. "Just having horns makes you a cow, not a demon." She laughed, clearly annoyed by his teasing.
What?
Changing the subject, Doya asked, "Oh, and there's that thing, right? Trading souls for wishes.
Why?
You got a wish worth selling your soul for?" So one paused, thoughtful for a moment. "I do have one, but instead of my soul, how about I cover a shift for you?" Doya's expression softened. "Surely that's doable." Doya was overwhelmed by a confusing feeling. What is this nauseating sensation? His instincts, sharpened over the years, told him this couldn't be love. Love is no. Sexual attraction? I don't think so. He frowned, his mind racing. Isn't that taking advantage of me a bit too much? He sighed, trying to make sense of his thoughts. Life's about taking the easy route. She's ditzy, silly, not even sexy. His thoughts drifted. Curiosity? The culprit who twisted my everyday life might just be her, connected to that absurd dream. He paused, then muttered to himself. All right, fine. I can do it. A voice interrupted, asking in disbelief, "Oh, really?" Doya nodded. "But you see, I'm a demon who feeds on women's desires, mostly sexual. So, to grant your wish, you'll need to replenish that energy." The person raised an eyebrow, clearly confused. Doya smirked, explaining, "A kiss. Since you seem naive, I'll count just a kiss. One kiss for one wish." "How's that?" "Generous, right? It's employee service." She was still hesitant. "Huh? You still want to make a wish?" Doya turned his attention to the chaos around him. "Excuse me, I'd like to order." "I'll take the order. You take a break," he called, barely acknowledging the situation. "Yeah, sure. I'm heading out. Take care." As he started to leave, someone called after him. "Doya, aren't you leaving too?" He paused, shrugging. Yeah. I should wait for 5 minutes to avoid any awkward encounters before leaving. I'm off." A quick exchange of farewells followed, and Doya stepped outside. "Yeah, bye. Text me." Walking together awkwardly, the conversation continued. "Are you leaving now, too?" she asked. Doya nodded. Yup. From now on, Mr. Pyongyang and the boss will run the bar, and I'll be the manager when we run the cafe in the morning. There was a brief, awkward silence. The boss just calls him that, Doya muttered as they continued walking. She seemed confused. Princess, take the order. It's expired, meow. Doya gave a dry chuckle. Mr. Pyongyang. The cat? Wasn't it female? She glanced at him, puzzled. Got a coupon, meow? Even a cat is on duty. Doya rolled his eyes.
But
Don't you have a girlfriend? A laugh escaped him at the thought. Girlfriend? Do you think I would hit on someone if I had a girlfriend? What do you take me for? Her eyes narrowed.
no.
So were you making out, 'cause she had a wish? Doya responded coolly.
No.
We only went out for a while. She smirked. All right, I have to go this way. Doya waved, heading off. Yeah, bye. Suddenly, she turned back to him, a serious expression on her face. Oh, right. I have a wish I want to make.
The rumor about me.
I wish people would just forget about it. Doya blinked in surprise. Rumor? She looked at him sternly. You better grant my wish.